Bring your palms together and bow to yourselves, saying Namaste. Keep your eyes closed. Feel the temperature of your hands against each other. Connect with the touch of your thumbs onto your chest. And then interlace your fingers. Press your hands against each other. Feel the union of your fingers. And keeping that mudra with your hands together, and you can unite your thumbs. Let your head go to one side. So your right ear to your right shoulder. Bring it back to center. Left ear to the left shoulder. Back to center. Do it again. Right ear to right shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder. Good. And bring your head back to center. By now, you might be feeling that your fingers are getting a bit of pulsation because you are pressing hard, and that's what we're after. Turn your hands and let them stretch forwards. Turn your palms out. Let your hands stretch forwards with your fingers interlaced. And bring your arms up and go side to side, this time stretching the sides of your ribs, sides of your waist. Good. And release. Bring your hands onto your legs and do a bit of cat-cow, stretching back, chin to chest, and then bring it forwards, open, stretch back. So I'm rocking onto my bottom, stretching back and forth, and back and forth. Good. Now, cross your legs in the other position. So you will have a way that you will normally cross your legs, cross it on the other way. Bring your hands crossed over your legs and let yourself stretch from this position. So you might want to push one knee down and resist with the other side. Just play around with it and change the cross of the arms. So go again to one side. I can feel it on the side of my ribs and to the other side. Good, lovely. Bring your arms up, opposite hand to knee. Look over your shoulder. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the other side. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, roll over your ankles and come into a child's pose, please. So come into a child's pose just with your toes together, knees apart, arms in front of you. Feel your forehead onto the floor, feel your neck being long, your ribs expanding. Inhale, lift your head and bring your right arm underneath your left. And bring your left arm behind you. Just stretching your shoulders a little bit. That's it. Good. Bring them up, bring it forward. Lift your head and turn to the other side. You can bring your arm behind. Good. Arm up, bring it back to center. Tuck your toes under, come up into your downward facing dog and walk your dog. Letting your heels go down towards the floor Swaying your hips side to side. Breathe deeply. And come onto the balls of your feet with your heels up. Bend your knees. Shake your head, nod your head. And then release your heels down. Walk again, letting your calf muscles stretch. Lovely. Inhale, right leg up and let your hip open up. Bending and extending your leg, letting the side of your right side of the body open up. Then bring your head to look towards your hands and bring your right foot to the outside of your right leg, right hand. Let's just sway back and forth. That's it, good. Letting your hips open up. Maybe if you can, lift the toes so your left knee can come onto the ground and lift your toes and your right foot. And bringing it back to center. Push yourselves back up, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, look underneath your armpit. And then release, walk in your dog. Let's try the other side. Left leg up. Open the hip, bend the knee. You can extend and bend a few times just to feel that side body opening. Then look towards the hands and bring the left foot to the outside of your left hand. That's it, good. And allow your hip to open, allow your legs to get a bit of a movement in there. Maybe bring your right knee onto the floor, lift your left toes. And coming back to center, bring the leg back up, three-legged dog. Release and come back into a child's pose. Take a couple of breaths in here. See if your wrists need a bit of a shake. You can also bring your hands behind your neck so that your wrists stretch. Good. And come to your shins, sitting onto your shins. We're going to do a bit of a ground salutation. So it's called the lip of faith. And the important thing is that you want to try and get your body to be caught by your arms. So we're going to be using the arms. We're going to be getting that sense of falling but not falling, catching ourselves. So we're going to come onto our knees, bringing the arms up, then look towards the floor, and leap of faith, and come up into up dog, and then come back into child's pose. So that will be the sequence. Come into your child's pose. Inhale, bring yourselves up, bring your arms up, stretch towards the ceiling, look towards the floor, and leap of faith onto up dog. Back into child's pose. Inhale, bringing it up. So you want to be playful, you want to feel like a sense of adventure. Yes. Coming up. Child's pose. When we bring a bit of strength and this banging on the hands, we strengthen our bones. So this is why we're doing it. Inhale, arms up. And we also learn how to catch ourselves if we fall. Looking down. Coming to up dog. And maybe look over your shoulder. letting your neck release. Tap your toes under and come into a downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, look towards the hands. Bring the right foot between your hands. That's it, good. From here, we're going to come straight into warrior two. So the back heel will come onto the floor, aligning the arch of the foot with the front heel. So inhale, coming up, exhale, warrior two. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. Come into a side stretch. Looking under your arm, having one line between the fingertips and the outer edge of the left foot. Bring your left hand behind. See if you can look over your shoulder, lowering your hip. Good. Inhale, come back into warrior two. Lift the front foot, turn the back foot, and come into the triangle pose towards the back. Look towards the top arm, your right arm. Breathing deeply, feel the stretch on the sides of the hip and the inner thigh on your left leg. One more breath in here. Look towards the ground and bring your left arm overhead. Bring your your right arm overhead. Bring your right arm onto the floor. Both legs are straight. Stay there for a moment, trying to stretch the hamstrings. And then bend the front knee. This time it's your left knee. Opening your chest. Push back heel away. Hands onto the floor and bring the leg back into plank. Wrists are aligned with your shoulders. Chaturanga Dandasana. Release onto the floor, legs are on the ground. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, release down, downward facing dog. We're going to do the same leg again. So just breathe. We're changing the direction of the front of the mat, which sometimes can be confusing, but it's also a nice little challenge for you. Inhale, right leg up. Look towards your hands. Bring the right foot between your hands. Open your chest, lower your hips. That's it, very good. We're going straight into warrior two. Coming up, warrior two. Yeah, lovely. Breathe deeply. Check that your front knees align with the toes. You can see your big toe, your little toes are covered by your knee. Bend the front elbow. Bring the arm overhead. Coming into your side stretch. Your hip is low. The palm of your right hand is facing upwards. See if you want to tap your left fingertips onto your thigh, looking over your shoulder. Yeah, lovely. Inhale, coming up. Extend the front leg. Turn the back leg, which will become the front one now. Bring your arms parallel to the floor. Stretch towards your left leg and come into triangle pose. Utthita Trikonasana. Utthita means side stretch. Trikonasana, three-pointed triangle. One more breath in here. Extend the right arm overhead. Keep the right foot firmly on the floor so that you can feel that side stretch. Lift the back heel. Bring the hands onto the floor. Both legs are stretched to start with. If you need to use blocks, you can use blocks. One more breath in here. Bend the front knee. Coming into a low lunge. Hands onto the floor, leg back into plank. Chest over wrists. Bend your elbows. Chaturanga Dandasana. Release onto the floor. Inhale. Cobra or up dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Down dog can be a resting position if you let it. So find your downward facing dog. Maybe you want to lift your heels and bend your knees a little bit just to let your upper body rest. We're going to do the same all on the other side. So left leg comes up. Look towards the hands and bring the left foot between your hands. Open the chest, lower the hip. Lovely. Inhale, coming up into warrior two. Take your time to be in the right position, remembering that asana means sit, the seat of the pose. You are landing onto your pose. Bend in the front knee, open in the chest. Breathe. Bend the front arm and bring the left arm into your side stretch. So the right forearm is on the thigh, palm facing upwards. Feel the side of the body. Get in a nice straight line. And you can bring your hands behind, looking over your shoulder. Lovely. Inhale, coming up. Turn your left foot in, right foot out. Both legs straight. Triangle. Let the side body, side ribs, the side hip, and the inner thigh stretch. Your gaze can be towards the ceiling or towards horizon or towards the floor. Now look towards the floor and bring the arm overhead, anchoring your feet on the floor. Feel your left foot onto the ground, stretching the left hip. Now bring your fingertips onto the ground, lift the back heel, coming into your pyramid pose. Bend in the front knee, low lunge. Back leg is straight and strong. Bring the leg back into plank. Chest over wrists. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. We continue with the same leg. We're going to do the left leg. So take a couple of breaths in, down dog, your resting pose. Even though it can be tough on your arms and wrists. Left leg up. Look towards the hands and bring the left foot between your hands. Open your chest, lower your hip. Breathe in deeply. Coming up, warrior two. Check that your arms are parallel to the floor. Your gaze is over your left fingertips. Your knees going towards the outer edge of the foot. One more breath in here. Bend the front elbow and bring the arm overhead, coming into your side plank, side stretch. Bring the hand behind, tucking your fingertips onto your thigh if you can. Look over your shoulder. Inhale, come all the way up, turn the foot to the other side, stretch towards your right leg. Bring the right hand towards the right ankle, and you can look up towards the ceiling, to the horizon, or towards the floor. Breathe deeply. Now look towards your right foot and bring the left arm overhead. stretching. Push the feet onto the floor so that you can feel more that benefit on the left hip. And release your fingertips onto the floor, lifting the back heel. Pyramid pose. That's it. Well done, everybody. Breathe. Low lunge. Hands onto the floor. Leg back into plank. Chest over your wrists. Chaturanga Dandasana. Roll your toes. Have dog or cobra. Roll your toes. Downward facing dog. Breathe. And look towards your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees, and we're going to come into sitting. So jump into sitting. Well done. The legs got a nice workout and stretch. Roll the shoulders back and roll the shoulders forwards. Check that your neck is not holding tension. We're going to come into our boat pose, Navasana. So your upper body is 45 degrees and your legs come parallel to the floor, arms by the sides of your shins. Breathe deeply. Opening the chest, relaxing the shoulders. If this is enough, you stay there. If you want a little bit more, extend your legs. Keep looking towards your toes. I know it's tough. Flexing your feet. Flex your toes go towards your forehead. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, and 1. Cross your legs. Bring your hands underneath. If we have the energy, we do a vinyasa. If not, we stay seated. So vinyasa, we bring the hands underneath the knees, push onto the feet and the arms, come into plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, and back into sitting. That's it, fabulous. Oh, lovely. I always feel a bit rejuvenated when I'm doing this type of a little bit stronger practices. I feel warm and I feel energized by it. Bring your left foot over your right leg. Hug your left foot with your right elbow and bring your left hand behind you. Flex the right foot. Look over your shoulder, twisting. Inhale, turn your chest towards the open side, so an open twist. We're going to bring the fingertips towards the floor and bow to the ground. Bring your chest up. Bring your left foot up towards the sky. Let's see if those stretches worked out. And then release the foot. Well done. Let's go the other side. Bring your right foot to be resting over your left leg. Hug your right knee with your left elbow and bring your fingertips behind you. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, look over your shoulder. Breathe deeply. One more breath. And turn around, fingertips towards the floor, open twist, bow towards the ground. Back to center, take your right leg, bring it up towards the sky. You can hold from your ankle or your calf muscle if your foot is too far. And bring it onto the ground. Well done. Feet onto the floor, hands by the side. We're going to come into shoulder stand, so a little inversion. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, let your back come to the ground. Take a moment, rearrange your hair if it's on the way. And there is no rush here. Just feeling your back, maybe with so much stretches, and it's a little bit of a coming down. And when you're ready, just let your knees come towards the chest and your feet towards the ceiling. Hands are on the small of your back. We're going to do 10 breaths in here. When you've done your 10 breaths, let your legs come overhead into Halasana. If your feet are not touching the floor, keep the hands on the small of your back. Otherwise, you can bring your hands towards the ground, point your toes for a greater stretch in Halasana. 5 breaths here. Release your hands and use your arms and abs as brakes to come down all the way towards the floor. Take a breath in here, and we're going to go into fish, Matyasana. Hands come underneath your buttocks. Open your chest, and crown of the head is on the floor. Pointing your toes. Opening your chest. Feel your neck getting a nice stretch. Front of the neck. Inhale, lift your head. Release your hands. Hug your knees. And take a moment here, just hugging your knees. Letting your back rest. Bring your feet onto the floor, hands by the sides of your hips. We're going to do a couple of shoulder bridges. Articulating the whole spine. Try to tuck your tailbone under, lower back is on the floor. Come all the way up, and then arms overhead. Delay the return of the arms to let your back get a bit more of a stretch. And bring your hands back down. Good. Inhale. Tucking your tailbone under. Coming up. Maybe come onto your balls of the feet. Arms overhead. And releasing down, 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 down. Two more of these. See if you need to bring your heels closer towards your hips. Take your time. Enjoy that movement of your spine. And the arms come slower than the body so that you get a bit of traction. Lovely. And hug your knees. Take a small twist, small or big, whichever way you want to make it. Both knees to one side, head looks in the opposite direction. Bring your knees back to center and change sides. And back to center. Bring your feet together, knees apart, arms by the sides into your goddess pose. Just taking a moment to settle your breath before our Shavasana. We're completely open in here. Chest is open, arms are open. If there is any tension in your neck, just roll your head side to side. Soles of the feet are together. And now reverse the movement. Bring your hands onto your belly and bring your knees together and your feet apart. Your feet are away from each other. Your knees are touching. It's a very restful position for your hips. And when you're ready, let your arms rest by the sides of your hips. Let your legs rest along the floor. Chin is towards your chest. Shavasana, our rest and digest pose. Shavasana means corpse pose. And this is the time where we let all that no longer serves us leave. And we stay with our body, with our breath, relaxing the toes, soles of the feet, tops of the feet, ankles, calf muscles and shins, knees, thighs, hips. Relaxing the buttocks. Relax your lower back, middle back, upper back, back of the neck. Relax your belly and your chest. And relax the heart inside your chest. Feel the wave of relaxation going down through your arms, elbows, forearms, wrists and hands are relaxed. Relax your jaw. Features on your face are relaxed. Relax your brain. Stay in this space of silence and calmness. Breathe in deeply. And see if you can stay concentrating on your breath. So our minds are always in the future and in the past, but our breath remains in the present moment. And it is in the present moment where we can find calmness and contentment. It's always a training, bringing the mind back to here and now. Even if our minds are busy, just be with it. Feel the temperature of your breath. Any aromas around you. We're going to start slowly bringing awareness back to the body. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Roll your head side to side. Have a little stretch. When you're ready, come up into a cross-legged seated position. Stay seated for a moment. Our yoga practice is not just for an acrobatic exertion. Our yoga practice is designed to allow us to stay seated for a longer period of time. Seated in meditation. This is where we transcend, where we get to our better selves. So if you can feel that stability, just for 1 minute. I have my hands in Chin Mudra if you wanted to get a bit more into the zone of meditation. Without opening your eyes, we're going to finish chanting Om 3 times, followed by Shanti, 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 Om, peace, peace, peace. Inhale to begin, inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Bring your palms together, grab your palms, make the movement a little faster, and place your palms over your face. Inhale deeply. Open your eyes to the darkness of your hands. Slide your hands to your chest and bow your heads. Namaste. Give yourselves a clap. Well done. Well done. Excellent. So if you have any questions, please do ask.
No question.